Available from either the Chem Lab, that's the Grenier Lab, inside of the dojo, or the marketplace, the Javlok on paper doesn't look like it's going to be that bad. This is actually going to be a bit of an awkward weapon because it's completely heat based, shooting, as it says, superheated slugs, or you can throw it to set a bunch of enemies on fire. It's got 25% status and 20% crit, so building this is going to be a pain. Come on, have at least, 2 Vs. That means you can put a pretty decent build on it without having to form it several times. There's a few things I've come in here to kind of try and work out, and that is, first off, it's like a decoy. They'll get attracted to it. Yeah, that's not working. I'll even run them past it again. Nope, this just running straight past it to me. So the decoy part of it, not that effective. If it exists at all, I don't think it does. What I do like, if I can actually get this to work without them just one-shotting me. Hey, I've stuck it to an enemy who will now run around with it equipped. Well, not equipped, but they'll run around with it stuck into them. It can be problematic at times, as you can imagine. If you hit an enemy with it, who then runs off, it will be stuck in them, making it almost impossible to get it back. Or you can implant it. Oh, miss, that was almost a headshot. But when it does come to getting this thing out of bounds where you can't get it back, like so, nope, that's actually just going to fall out of the map and instantly return to my hand. Either way, it's out of the map. You can't pick it back up. When you can, it's got that weird blue thing in it. If you wait long enough, it will eventually come back. I'm going to try that again, but look, why did it go over there? That's nowhere near where I was aiming. Found putting the D polarity in the first slot like I normally would meant that I couldn't just swap these round and have any other variation that I want. Gas and magnetic, another swap, radiation and viral. I tend to run my weapons in blast and corrosive just simply because blast knocks the enemy over and corrosive works kind of most of the time on most people to take armor off. Sometimes, not all the time. And after that, I basically firestorm this thing because firestorm increases the blast radius, so when you throw it and it hits the ground, it increases that. I don't know if this actually works for normal fire because I've shot this thing between two enemies who were standing next to each other. So its accuracy is minuscule to pretty much non-existent. But that comes down to the flight time. If they move just slightly in the meantime, it will miss. Heavy caliber. That's why I missed the pillar when I shot it before. Split chamber, again, I don't know whether this actually works because it seems to shoot one round. I don't know about that. I'm tempted on taking split chamber off, but I'll leave it there for now. And serration just to actually increase the damage. Now, the reason I'm talking about split chamber with this thing is no matter how high you get the multi-shot for this, you will still only throw one weapon because you're actually throwing just the weapon, which is why I'm saying split chamber on this is kind of a silly thing because it's normal fire it might work towards, but it's alt fire which seems to do much more damage than its normal fire. Split chamber doesn't work on there, so this could be one of those that, well, what's the point in putting split chamber in apart from the fact that it makes the damage numbers look higher? But when it comes to weird mods you can put on this, strangely enough you can put adhesive blast on. That's plus 100% chance to stick grenades to surfaces. If you throw this, it sticks in whatever surface it goes in, or whatever enemy you happen to hit it with. Best hope they're not running away if you do that, otherwise they'll run off with your weapon. Or they don't fall off the map, because the weapon will go there as well. But it doesn't shoot grenades. I don't see why adhesive blast is in this. I even tried shooting it at a wall with that in there, and it's not like it sits there until an enemy comes past and it blows up, so adhesive blast on this weapon seems a bit silly, but it is there so you can actually put it in. Now, the only reason I went for status over crit with this is I did try the crit and I managed to get it to 59.6% crit chance with a 5.6 times damage multiplier. That is, of course, using critical delay, which slows down its fire rate, which was just... it's not worth putting that on. And hammer shot, which did increase the status chance, so I like that one. But things like Orgon Scope would have worked well, but it's on headshot, it increases the crit chance for up to 9 seconds, and this thing, because of the speed of the projectile itself, you're not going to get many rounds off in that 9 seconds, so the plus 135% crit chance from that mod is just kind of going to waste. Same as the bladed rounds. On kill, it increases the crit damage for so long. But again, that only works sometimes, because if you don't run Orgon Scope, you're not going to have the crit damage, and I just found status, the ability to knock them over when you throw it, was just better for crowd control than this thing. The crit build worked well, I just preferred the status build on this, that is all. I did run around basically with just this equipped, so once I threw it I didn't have anything else. That was just to kind of demonstrate the bad side of throwing the weapon. If you did have something else equipped, this actually does become quite a fun weapon, because you can throw it, swap to a different weapon and take down everything that's been knocked over, which is why I put Blast on this. If you run it that way, it's actually not that bad, but it does have its limitations. I found after about 75-80 level enemies, it's more of a nuisance to go and pick up the weapon than anything else, and did find myself going down a lot, especially against the infested. This thing just screamed I would have been an amazing melee weapon, because during the combos part you can have it fire off a couple rounds, kind of like a gunblade, and then on a charged attack you throw it. Of course, as a primary, the distance you throw it depends how long you charge it for, so you could kind of have that similar as a melee weapon, but I don't know, I couldn't really make my mind up with this. I liked it, it was fun. It's just with that fact that it looks like a melee weapon and it's not a melee weapon, all I can think is it just would have been much better as a melee weapon than a primary.